40 years this weekend since the first episode of Blind Date was broadcast, and it quickly became essential Saturday night viewing in millions of homes.
Hosted by Cilla Black, the show was famous for its flirty banter and that big reveal moment when the screen slid back to show contestants who they had chosen. Here's a reminder of what made it so special.
I'm a self-confessed shoeaholic myself, so we'd have to have a discussion on shoes and which are the best sort for dancing, because I know when you meet me, I'll dance my way to your heart.
So it's Saturday night, you'd have your tea and then everybody'd sit down and watch it. Cilla.
Oh, she was brilliant, obviously, because she's a Scouser.
You're very tall as well. Do you like tall ladies?
Yes.
Oh, I hope so, because you're going out with one.
It's crazy, actually, the stuff that used to happen on that show.
Well, Nicola, I have to say I've got more than a big surprise for you. Because I know what you're at. And I feel awfully deeply saddened by this, but you don't work as a temporary secretary. I know for a fact that you're an undercover journalist and you've robbed somebody of coming on a proper blind date. You work for Cosmopolitan magazine. She's a journalist, ladies and gentlemen, not a blind date at all. Well, what kind of qualities, apart from money, that you look for in your lady?
Good personality.
Yeah,
Good sense of humour.
yeah,
Good looks.
yeah. I'm married already then.
There were quite a few characters that were on that show.
Piano is my forte, and sing you, for the educated folk here, piano forte, and sing you a lovely little song that goes something like, I'd like to get you on a slow boat to China.
Oh, make it quicker than that.
Loved it.
It was a lot of fun. So, let's introduce some people who we're going to chalk this through. With Caroline Frost, TV editor, Radio Times. Very good morning, Caroline. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Fan of the show?
Oh, a huge fan.
OK, good. And also, delighted to say, Alex and Sue, take them with us, who met on the show in 1988 and have been married for 34 years. Good morning to both of you.
Hello, Margaret, Charlie.
What an extraordinary story. Do you know what I think would be quite nice? I know I've only just introduced you. People have seen you, said hello. Shall we see the moment that you first met? Let's do that now.
I study accountancy, mainly because it allows me to indulge in my passion for figures. What aspect of accountancy most interests you?
Well, if you're an accountant and a Tarzanogram, that must mean you go to work in a loincloth. And that's one figure I'd love to see.
Stand by, Alex. This is your blind date for this evening. And here she is. You chose the lovely number 2, and that was Sue from West Midlands. Come in, Sue.
Out of all the girls I've ever seen on Blind Date, I don't think you could get a nicer girl.
If in 10 years' time I found myself married to Alex, it wouldn't be such a bad thing.
So, it's lovely watching that, I have to say. Alex, tell us about the memories of the day, because you were the one doing the choosing.
Well, I was very lucky, of course, because you're a winner straight away. And you've no idea who you're going to meet or who you're going to pick, but it's a true sliding doors moment. And that moment, as you've just seen, is the moment that I very first laid eyes on my future wife. And, of course, our children's mum. And what an amazing thing to be able to show your children that very first moment. Very few people have that particular luxury.
And Sue, just fill in the gaps for us, because behind the scenes, Alex said it was literally the first time you saw each other. You're kept completely separate. There was no interaction in advance, nothing like that.
No, not at all. In fact, the researchers who helped us on the day said if I shove you into a cupboard, it's because Alex is in the vicinity. So I absolutely never saw him until that screen went back.
OK, Sue, you can now say, were you pleased when the screen went back?
I was really pleased.
Thank goodness.
Firstly, because he was taller than me.
Well, she's still pleased. That's the good news.
That is good news. 34 years on, yes, that is good news. And so, may I ask, when did you get married? How soon after meeting?
Well, we met in 1988 and married on the 19th of
October 1991.
Excellent memory.
And we can see Cilla Black at your wedding. What was she like, the late Cilla Black, when she was there? She must have been delighted.
Well, it was amazing to have her there, and her husband Bobby, of course, as well. She had a very good line of sight in the camera, but actually the whole show was filmed. The whole wedding was filmed, but they kept themselves very much as in the background as they possibly could as they made the TV show, and they screened it the following day, and it got 17 million people. Imagine you're the best man having to make a speech to 17 million people.
Oh, what an occasion!
Scary.
And Sue, did you both go into it for a laugh, onto the show for a laugh, or was it something serious?
Definitely for a laugh. And also to see how a TV programme was made. I was quite intrigued if it was as glamorous as it came across in the television. But no, it wasn't actually. But delighted to meet a man, and delighted that he was the man I married. I mean, who knew?
Well, there you go, Alex. As I understand, is it 2 other couples who did get married? I think there.
Yes,
is that
they
right?
are. Yes, they are.
Do you have
Lillian and David were an
get-togethers?
elder couple, yeah, and Paul and Anna are still married, yeah.
Do you have get-togethers, the 3 couples?
It's an exclusive club. You're absolutely right.
Very exclusive. Very exclusive.
Caroline, I mean, 3 couples from Blind Date ran for a very long time. It wasn't really the expectation, but that kind of brings some joy, doesn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful to see these
Amid all the
two.
cynicism.
So many years later, I do remember the wedding because, of course, Cilla for years had said, should I buy a hat for everybody? And that time she actually got, as we saw in the picture,
Fabulous
to buy
hat.
her fabulous hat. And I do remember those cameras finding their way between Alex and Sam to see this beaming Cilla Black in the church with, obviously, hat front and centre. So it was a really big deal. You brought it all back to me. Thank you very much.
Caroline, there was a kind of a charm, and looking back now, a kind of an innocence about that programme. If you think about modern dating shows.
Sure. Deceptively simple. I mean, people were asking me, why was it so successful? I would have to say 3 things. Of course, Saturday night entertainment, big shiny floor show, not much else on, became compulsory viewing for lots of different generations, as so few shows now are now. A host who was mistress of her material. And then, of course, at the heart, as you say, this deceptively simple premise. In comparison with the stuff we see on TV now, it was almost like a fairy tale. It was like a princess or a prince choosing from their 3 suitors. I mean, we've had these stories since the beginning of time, and yet with a few tweaks, with a few elements to make it shiny floor entertainment, it just caught a wave.
And also, I suppose, there wasn't any of like that skullduggery you kind of see now, and it was innocent questions, cheesy answers, where you could laugh, alongside.
Dad jokes, proper dad jokes. And yes, I mean, until Cilla busted the journalist, who I think took it. I have to speak up for the journalist. She was doing her job when she took it in good grace. We'd all do it if we had the
chance. It's the kind of thing you do these days.
Oh, for sure. But I think, apart from that, you're right. Very, very innocent. Nobody was going on there to be an influencer. Nobody was going on there selfie-sticking their way through the format. As they've said, it was to go on for a bit of fun and for a bit of romance.
Sue, Alex, what was Cilla like on the show? I'm sure she was an absolute delight at your wedding because she was desperate for the hat, of course. But what was she like? Because she was such a professional. She so knew her trade. As Caroline said, a mistress of her trade.
She was. The joy was, when we went on, she fluffed her lines and said, oh, no, stop, take it again. And I thought, absolutely fantastic. If I do that, it's fine. She sort of relaxed us a lot. But she's a genuine,
Well, she turned up to the dressing room beforehand in her dressing gown and curlers, so make sure that we were all sort of calm. And this is not a glamorous show. And your previous point about how innocent it was. Well, Sue and I stayed in hotels 5 miles apart when we were on our date.
And just fill in the gaps for us as much as you wish to. But when that day of the filming, when you made your selection and the 2 of you were brought together, what happened next? Did you leave the place together? Did you go and have dinner? Did you go for a drink? What actually happened next?
We went out to dinner with actually all the shows that were filmed on that day, and so that was fun. A gentle introduction. We whizzed off to our date on the following day, which was a medieval banquet in Ireland. Lovely. And when we got back, we were very much left to our own. Yeah, we went back to London. You lived in London, and so I stayed in London a bit.
I took Sue to the zoo, so
Yes,
it
the
was
zoo.
clearly yeah, she was definitely
That was
a
off.
girlfriend that I was very keen to court at that particular point. But actually, the very first moment that happened was the sound engineer, reached under Sue's dress and took the microphone off her bottom, I think, and I thought this is not a glamorous show.
No, I can vouch. There's nothing glamorous about putting a microphone on in the morning. I can tell you. What do the children make of it?
Oh, they've been suitably embarrassed and happy about it through their whole lives. One, who could say Mummy and Daddy met at this exact moment in time that they could watch. And we did watch it with them on Saturday evening because it was really good fun. They've loved seeing us in the news. And they've also done some interviews with us, which has been fun for them.
And of course, the best thing is that they're both now married. They both got married last year.
They
so.
did.
Oh, congratulations.
It's been delightful talking to you this morning. Thank you so much. Really nice.
you.
What a great
Lovely
story.
couple.
Oh, they're a really lovely couple, aren't they? 34 years on and still so lovely. Do you think anyone else could do it? I know it's kind of been tried a bit.
It's being rebooted by Disney. Big bucks, big budget, promises of a few tweaks. I mean, you could argue that it's just what we need, as you said, amidst all the noise, a lovely, simple show, or it may just disappear because there's naked attraction on the other side.
That face said it all. Caroline Frost, editor at Radio Times, thank you very much. TV editor, thank you.
Let's see, 7:59. We've got time for the news, the travel, and the weather.